Friends, welcome back to my channel. So this morning I woke up about 3:39 and I had this song from Usher, Oh My God, from the 2000s in my head. Every so often it happens to me. I wake up and I'm hearing these songs from the past and it reminds me of how fast time goes by. Every day that I'm able to train in this garage or train at the gym and achieve things such as good lifts inspires me and it reminds me of how precious life is. Time is fleeting, it goes by so fast. Who would have thought that I would have a 15-year-old daughter speaking to me 2 days ago about a conversation she was having with some teenage boy at high school? It's pretty amazing. I know I was late to the game with kids. I had my first and only child at 38, so I am definitely late to the game, but you got to live for every moment, guys, because it just goes by so fast. Sometimes it's sad, and sometimes it's a celebration because not everyone has the privilege of living to a certain age. As I've told you guys previously in some videos, a few videos back, I've had people in my life around my age that have passed from cancer and different things that take you out at an early age. So I was in the hospital. Yes, Friday. My wife had she needed a procedure done, so we were at Rex UNC, and I was in the waiting area waiting for her. And there were a lot of elderly people in the waiting area, and it wasn't so much that they were elderly; it was the way they moved. A lot of them, women and men, hunched over, hobbling through, and I was saying to myself, "Oh my gosh, is that going to be me one day?" I understand that a lot of people don't work out. So sometimes these things happen because of a lack of exercise during their lifetime. And hopefully, I guess it's a selfish thing of me. Um, Hopefully that won't happen to me because I've been training all these years, training since the 90s, the 80s, whatever. Um, but I just wanted to let you guys know I'm in the garage today. It's a Sunday. I'm going to train legs today. There was a little switch up of my work of my schedule due to my wife's procedure. And so I typically do legs on Saturday at the gym, but today I'm going to do it in the garage. I'm going to film it for you guys for anybody who wants to watch it. It'll be uploaded. I'm not going to go heavy. I'm not looking to get hurt. Old man's not looking to get hurt today. So I'm just going to have some fun, film it, have some music in my ears, and I hope you guys enjoy the workout. And then before I go, I just wanted to mention someone had asked me if I was on TRT on one of my short videos the other day, and I wanted to tell you guys that I'm not on TRT. I've never taken TRT. I do know that I look like I'm on TRT because people have told me that in the past. I had one individual at Bull and Beer ask me about a year ago, year and a half ago, if I was on TRT. Really cool guy. We've engaged in conversation in the past. And so we were familiar with each other, our age and all this other thing. And he tapped me one day on my shoulder and I looked over, took my headphones off, said, "Hey, Alex, are you on TRT? The reason being is because you look like you are. I'm on TRT and you have that look. And no, I'm not on TRT. I also wanted to mention too that TRT, especially in social media, in fitness, is another word for steroids. For example, about two and a half years ago, I had some blood. I get my blood work done every year, but about 2.5 years ago, for some reason, this particular doctor at Walmart Hospital that did my blood work reviewed my blood work with me and mentioned testosterone. I didn't know that they tested testosterone in the blood work, but in this particular instance, this doctor did, and she told me this. I want to say this was maybe 2020. She said my testosterone at the time was 700 nanograms per deciliter. So I guess at that age or at that point in my life, that was a normal range, and it is a normal range for most men. But for me, I'll take 700 nanograms per deciliter. But anyway, my point being is people who take TRT, a good example of it, at least on social media, is my normal range should be 700. So say for instance, I drop down to 100 or 200 and I'm walking around, I'm dragging, I'm feeling tired. And I go to the doctor and they say, "Hey, your testosterone is 200 and normal for you would be 700. So we're going to give you a dose that will take you to 700." that's TRT, and that's not what people on social media are doing. They're saying TRT, but they're taking testosterone and you're using that testosterone to raise them not to 700, but to 1,000, to 1,500, or maybe even beyond. I don't even know how high you can go with testosterone when you're taking exogenous injections. I really don't know. I'm not well versed in those things. I don't research it because it's not something that I delve into or I'm interested in. But that is what true TRT is. TRT would be taking me to 700 if for some reason, my testosterone plummeted to such an extent that it affected my mood, it affected my energy, affected the way if I felt depressed, all these different things on a daily basis. TRT would come in to help me get to my levels to make me feel normal, basically. And people on social media, they're not using TRT for that purpose. They're using it to get brolic, for lack of a better term. They're using it to get swole and to get jacked and strong. And so there's a misconception about that. TRT is being tossed around a lot on YouTube, Instagram, different platforms, but it essentially basically means steroids. So to answer your question, I've never taken any exogenous testosterone. I've never taken any type of steroid compound. I've never done any injectables, nothing of that nature. So that's where I stand on that. And anyway, guys, I'm going to get this workout in, and I hope you guys enjoy the video. I don't know if you're going to watch the workout, but just in case, I'll try to film some highlights for you. And I got a new mic system. Hopefully it sounds great, and it'll make the videos better for you. So I hope you guys appreciate the work that I'm putting into this, because honestly, I don't do it so much for you. I do it for you, yeah, sure, sure. But I also do it for myself because I kind of enjoy it. Every so often I get in the mood to say, you know what, I want to film. I want to show what's happening in my workout sessions with people. I want people to see it. And so I just hope that you guys enjoy it. And let's get this done.
Pasa, pasa, deixe, deixe, pasa, pasa, deixe, deixe, pasa, pasa, deixe, deixe, pasa.
I wanted to try using the resistance bands for accommodating resistance. I got these band pegs for my half field squats, and I wanted to use them for something else other than just that one movement. So I just did 2 warm-up sets with 135. I put 185 on the bar. I'm gonna go for 5 reps. I just want to see how it feels. I'm probably gonna take the bands off as I go heavier, but I want to try this out, see how it feels. And if I like it, I'll stay with the bands for the rest of the workout. If not, I'll take it off. If I get hurt, I'm gonna still post it. Just trying this out. Uh-oh. I guess you guys saw that. Scratch the resistance bands, guys. I'm gonna post this. It actually felt easy, but I'm not gonna use the bands. Okay, I took off those stupid bands. This is what happens when a bodybuilder tries to be a powerlifter. Those powerlifters influencing me with combining resistance and bands and speed work and all this crap. I could have got hurt. All right, I'm gonna just do a quick warm-up set without the bands. I can't wait to look back at that video and see how it came out. I felt like the bands had a ghost effect, because even though I took them off, I still kind of felt them even though they weren't on the bar. That's interesting. Point I had to do a voiceover to salvage this video. So apparently this DJI voice mic system I have purchased requires you to connect the receiver directly into the phone, and it doesn't fit with the heavy duty case that I have on my phone. But I had an extension wire that I used, because I still have the DJI Osmo Pocket, which is a video camera, and I had an extension wire that allowed me to connect the Osmo Pocket to my phone without have to removing the case. Unfortunately, as I was editing this video, I realized that in this instance, the receiver needs to be directly connected to the phone and the extension wire doesn't work. So at this point, I had turned on the fan and wanted to take advantage of the noise cancellation aspect of this mic system from DJI, and it didn't work. As I was listening to the video, the fan was really loud and you could barely hear what I was saying. So essentially, the receiver wasn't initiated or connected properly. So I'm taking you guys through my leg session with a voiceover. It's really sad, but this is a learning experience for me. I didn't realize that I needed to remove my case and not utilize an extension type of wire to connect the DJI mic system to the phone. But for the next session that I film, I'll make sure to do that and see if this money that I spent on this mic system was worth it. Because right now, I swear, if you were to hear the original audio to this, the fan was so loud that you could barely hear anything I was saying, and I really didn't want to do a voiceover, but I kind of remember everything that I said during the filming of this video. I did say a lot. There was a portion, you might have missed it, or I might have missed it as I'm doing this voiceover, where I tried to utilize bands to get some type of, you get influenced a lot online. And so obviously I follow some powerlifters and they do the accommodating resistance and speed work with bands. And so I was influenced by that. And I tried it out on my first set of 185 as a warm-up just to see how it went. And the band actually popped off. You might have seen it in the video. The band popped off. At this point, I've already passed that part of the video, but I'm doing a voiceover, so it's not in sequence with when it happened. And it's really tragic, I swear, because I hate doing these voiceovers. I get tongue-tied sometimes. And but I worked my way up to a pretty decent weight on back squats today. I tend to film all my back squats for purposes of showing it on the video. Same thing with bench press and deadlift. I feel like, for me, I find it interesting to watch people go through their lifts. For the compound lifts, I like seeing all the sets. So I did that in this morning's session. I was up very early. I felt energized. And so I said, let me go to this and make it worth my time and your time to film all my compound movements. But yeah, so I had a great time filming this session, and it's really tragic. I can't explain to you how tragic it is, because I felt like I shared a lot of nice information and some really good nuggets during this lifting session. You see, I in the background, I did a lot of speaking, and I was like experiencing it with you guys. I was going through the workout with you in real time, and it felt really, really good. I really enjoyed this session, and I was so excited about this video. I'm like, oh my gosh, this video is probably one of the best videos I've ever made. I feel like everything was coming to me, all the things, because I don't script my videos. I go, off the cuff, and things were just coming to me. All of the things that I wanted to say were just coming to me as I was making this video, and I was just spewing it out to you guys. And it's sad and tragic that all that audio, I couldn't use it because I didn't have the receiver connected properly. So anyway, a few things that I kind of remember that I said during the video, and so I'm going to drop it here in this voiceover. One of the things is, someone had approached me, actually two individuals approached me last week at the gym when I was doing back squats. And one woman in particular, I always noticed that she watched me when I back squatted, and she waved me down and asked me, what do you do to get your squat the way you do it? Because I'm looking around the gym, I see a lot of people squatting, and they don't squat like you. There's a way that you do it that it just looks really pleasing to the eye. And so I had told her, well, a lot of it has to do with different types of stretches and mobility work that I've done.
I do the pigeon stretch, the couch stretch. I stretch my adductors. I utilize a lot of stretches that over time gave me pretty good range of motion and mobility. And it's helped me significantly in improving my squat form. So I take pride in my squat form. And I was doing a lot of CrossFit for a while. I'm taking a break from CrossFit right now because I'm concentrating more on hypertrophy work. As I've told you guys, I do Hatfield squats on Tuesdays to get my volume in. I want to bring my legs up. I don't necessarily have small legs, but I feel like my legs are not up to par to my upper body. And so try to find a movement where I can do a lot of volume. But I'll be honest with you, I can tell you when I did half-field squats last Tuesday that I started feeling a little bit of discomfort in my knee the following couple days after doing that, because the half-field squats allows you to go really heavy for high repetition. So what I'm thinking I'm going to do is, going forward, when I do half-field squats, I'm going to wear knee sleeves, because in the past, like on cleans, full cleans, when I used to do those cleans, they would put me in a position that the Hatfield squat kind of puts me in the hole. And I remember I used to get a little bit of knee discomfort from that. And when I used knee sleeves just specifically for that movement, it took away any type of pain or discomfort that I felt in my knee joints the following days. During the lift, I generally don't feel those things, but it would come to me days later, the following day, next 2 days, I'd feel that little discomfort in the knee. Same thing with the hack squat machine. I find the hack squat machine in my gym as well. There's something about the forward knee travel on certain movements that if I do it, I get discomfort in my knees. And I know I tend to feel a sense of pride of not using any type of sleeves, knee sleeves, elbow sleeves, things like that. You know, there's this stigma of being old. And so I try to avoid having to use those as crutches, but they're really tools to help you get through your movements. And I don't think your muscles realize you're wearing knee sleeves. And so for purposes of hypertrophy and bodybuilding, I think it's completely fine to wear knee sleeves. It's just a personal thing with me that I kind of take a little bit of pride. So right here, I'm doing some Bulgarian split squats. I'm generally strong in this movement. I had mentioned in this video that I used to go up to 115-pound dumbbells on Bulgarian split squats, but I no longer do that because it's completely unnecessary. I believe I went up to 85 as my top set. I didn't film all the Bulgarian split squats in this session. Like I said, I only filmed all the squat sets because I'm focusing more towards the things that I like and I enjoy watching from others. And so I really enjoy watching people grind through their successive sets of bench press, deadlift, and squats. I don't necessarily want to see someone do 3 or 4 sets of barbell curls or tricep extensions. And so that's how I tailor my videos. I've tailored them that way. In this instance, I filmed all my squats, but I didn't film all my Bulgarian split squats. I only filmed my 2 finishing sets. I worked my way up, I believe, to 85 pounds on these. These are really great. They hit your hamstrings and glutes really well. And that's what I use them for. I'd actually mentioned in this video, but you can't obviously hear it, that if you lean forward, it hits the glutes and hamstrings a little bit more. And if you stand more upright or position your torso more upright, it hits more of the quads. And I'm focusing more on my glutes and hamstrings in this particular session. I'm not doing a lot of quad work. I think next week for my dedicated leg day, I'm going to do front squats again to hit more of those quads. I'm trying to put some weight on to my legs, and it's been said that if you have really thick hamstrings and glutes, that'll add a lot of size to your lower extremity. And I have pretty decent quads. I genetically have good teardrop muscles, and I have a decent sweep to my quads. These are things that I don't think it took a lot for me to work to get. But hamstrings are something that I really want to have. I want to have some juicy hamstrings. John Meadows used to advocate a lot of hamstring work and adductor work, and I'm a follower of his ideology, a lot of the things that he had mentioned. Rest in peace, John Meadows. A lot of things that he had mentioned, such as the tibialis work, which I'm going to do in this video that you'll see, I got from John Meadows. And John Meadows is one of those guys, just like Jerry Ward, where I mentioned people that are around my age that have passed away. So many guys my age are dropping, and they've left a lot of, their legacy remains. You know, I mentioned them consistently. I utilize their work consistently in my training. And so I'm not saying that that is a goal of mine, to leave a legacy, to have videos up that people can go back to once I'm gone and say, hey, that guy Alex, he was really good at training and he dropped some really good knowledge. And so I'm going to go back and revisit that video and utilize some of those tidbits that he gave us to work this particular muscle or this particular movement. I'm not saying that's a goal of mine, but hey, that would be kind of cool, you know, because as they say, you're never dead until the last person that says your name, right? Something along those lines is how the saying goes. And so maybe this YouTube thing might work for that. You know, maybe I might be able to leave behind, or maybe when I'm old and, you know, decrepit, I can go back to these videos and watch myself do these movements. These are single leg RDLs or single leg deadlifts. This is a movement you don't see often at the gym. Mostly women do this movement, and it's just like Bulgarian split squats. It's very, you know, intense cardio, for lack of a better term. I really get a lot of heart rate increase from this movement. And so I finished off with this for my hamstrings and glutes. Actually, no, I'm incorrect, because I decided to follow up this movement with Good Mornings with the SSB bar. But at the time I was doing these were really intense, and I was feeling extremely exhausted. Doing dedicated leg work is very taxing on the nervous system. It really wears you out, tests your cardio, and but I enjoy the challenge. You know, I really do, and that's why I do this particular movement. I haven't seen anyone else other than myself do this movement at the gym. A lot of people like to utilize the leg extension, leg press, leg curl machines. And don't get me wrong, on dedicated leg days, I do those movements as well. They're invaluable, actually. They put your legs in certain positions that you just can't get with a barbell. So I utilize both. And here I'm going to do I filmed one set of the Good Mornings. What I do when I do Good Mornings with the SSB is I remove the handles so that I can get even more full range of motion. I can really bend over and get that hip hinge movement in. I don't go heavy on this. I mean, I can't actually, because my posterior chain at this point is pretty much taxed. This is more like a finisher. I know some people would think, hey, that's kind of like a dangerous finisher for you to do. But that's how I approached it in this session. And I wanted to follow up and do some ab wheel rollouts, because I hadn't had the opportunity to do them in a few days. And I don't like going too long without doing them, because when I do them, my abs get sore for days and days on end. I mean, it's the soreness I get from standing ab wheel rollouts, pretty intense. And that's another movement that I don't see anyone do. I'm literally the only person in my gym. I'm not saying I'm the only person that can do it, but I'm definitely the only person that does standing ab wheel rollouts. And if I wait too long in between doing those, my core gets so sore for a few days, 3 days probably. But unfortunately, this workout was so taxing on my system that I wasn't able to finish it up with ab wheel rollouts. You can see me doing a lot of speaking here in the background. Like I said, I'm really devastated that I had shared so much information in the moment during this session. And unfortunately, the audio just didn't take, because I didn't utilize the receiver and transmitter for the new DJI system that I got properly. So here I'm demonstrating the calf work, how I do calf work in my garage gym. I mentioned that Ryan Treadway of Treadway Training, I believe is his name. He had a really good tutorial on how to create that wooden platform you see on the ground there. And because I see people at the gym using a straight bar and no platform doing calf raises for their gastroc. And I'm like, man, does that even do anything? you really need a platform like this. And I'm not a handy person. I'm not very good with tools or anything like that, guys. I'm from New York City. I grew up in the bricks of the Bronx. So I learned how to mow a lawn when I moved to North Carolina as an adult. I never even, someone, my neighbor had to show me how to use a weed whacker. Seriously, guys. So anyway, Ryan Treadway has a really good YouTube channel on home gym stuff, hacks and how to make home gym equipment. And he made a video about this particular wooden platform that I was able to go to Home Depot, get the wood cut, and just screw it together following his instructions. So I highly recommend that channel. And I also mentioned during this particular movement of calf raises that another thing that I learned from John Meadows was sitting there at the bottom of this movement and getting that full stretch on the gastroc. So I utilize that. If you pay close attention to when I start doing my reps, I utilize that full stretch on the gastroc. Man, I'm really disappointed from watching myself as I'm doing this voiceover. Look at all that talking that I'm doing, and all that information is just gone to the wind. Seriously. Yeah, sure, I'm doing this voiceover, but I can't remember exactly how I said things, what I said, other than just watching this video as I'm doing this damn voiceover in disappointment, you know. And like I said previously in videos, I generally don't like doing voiceovers because I don't script anything. I just go off the cuff with it. And sometimes I find myself going, pausing. And one of the things that I'm using YouTube for is to help me with my public speaking. You know, I think that this is going to help me considerably in how to put my words together and speak in an articulate way and kind of sound smart, right? Who doesn't want to sound smart? Who doesn't want to sound like an authority in things? That would be great. And that's a skill, you know, and that's a skill that I would like to obtain by doing these YouTube videos. And I'll admit the voiceovers make it extremely hard to do. I feel the voiceovers are a lot harder than just speaking your mind like I was doing in this video. Look at all that talking I'm doing and it's not getting anywhere. But so after this particular movement, I went straight to doing tibialis raises with a little tibialis machine that I have. Another John Meadows golden nugget. This was something that John Meadows promoted a lot, was tibialis raises. I know there are people like Dr. Mike Israetel that are like, oh, this is a joke, don't waste your time. Your tibialis is a waste of time. But Knees Over Toes guy, Ben Patrick, had mentioned tibialis work. And then around the same time, John Meadows had made a video utilizing a machine very similar to this one. And he mentioned the importance of tibialis work. And I'll be honest, guys, when I was in the Marine Corps, I was 18 years old. And we were doing a lot of running and marching drills. And I remember at a very young age, so age had nothing to do with it, I was getting shin splints. God awful shin splints because I was using improper form in my running technique and all that heel striking during those marching drills in boot camp and stuff like that. And tibialis raises would have probably helped me back then, but internet didn't exist, you know, and for some strange reason, the Navy corpsmen couldn't help you with this. All they did was hand you some Motrin and say, go on your way. There was no rehab in place for this. And this was a very common injury that myself and many of the quote unquote privates sustained during Marine Corps boot camp. You know, it's a very common thing. That and jock itch and athlete's foot too. That's another thing that we suffered a lot in boot camp. And I got all of those things and had to take medications for all of them. And I never overcome the shin splints. I guess I had a genetic propensity to get shin splints. And so I was like living off Motrin at the time. But YouTube exists now, and there's just so much information now out there that helps people like us overcome these injuries. Unfortunately, we didn't capitalize on this in the past because it didn't exist. But anyway, guys, it looks like the video is coming to an end right now. And on the outro, I'll just leave it. I don't have to do a voiceover for that because fortunately that came out great. But I really enjoy you guys following me through this workout. And I hope this video does well. And sadly, guys, next time I'll get that audio working, all right? So let's go. Okay, guys, it's a wrap for today's workout. It's 6:53. I don't know how many hours it's been, but typically my workouts are pretty long. I generally work out for about 2 hours. I don't know how people talk about working out for 45 minutes or under an hour. I mean, I guess if you do supersets, but yeah, so I hope you guys enjoyed this workout. Trying this new format, got this new sound system going. DJI has noise cancellation. Turned the fan off, so I don't know if that's going to affect it. But so my workout's done. I'm going to do some stretches, which are very important to get for mobility and stability, which is one of the reasons why I feel like my squats are pretty fluid, because I started doing mobility work a couple of years ago. But I'm going to do that off camera. And I want to say thank you to all of those who are following me. I only have I think 10 subscribers, but I appreciate you guys for following my channel. And if there's anything that I can do to improve the experience or the production of my videos, please feel free to let me know. I'm having fun with this. It's kind of cool. It does add a little extra time in the workout. And I'm only going to do this when I'm working out at home. I'm not going to film at the gym. At the gym I'm at right now, no one is really filming. In fact, no one is filming. I have not seen one person take out a phone and film anything at my gym. I don't know if they have rules against filming, but no one does it, so I'm not going to be the one to do it. When I used to train at Bull and Bear powerlifting gym, powerlifters, they tend to film themselves, so everybody had tripods out. So in my intro video, I have a video of me doing deadlifts. That was at that gym, because no one even bats an eye when you take out a phone or a tripod at gyms like that. But that's not the gym I'm at right now. So for now, I'm just going to film when I train at home. So my filming will be limited because I typically train 2 times a week in the garage. In instances where my schedule changes, like it did this week, I think I trained 3 times in the garage. But I'm going to call it a wrap. Happy Sunday, guys. I hope you enjoyed this workout. If you see anything in the video that I could improve upon, like I said, let me know. Feel free to share, comment, and subscribe to this. See where it goes. I still don't know where I'm going to be in terms of this platform or who my audience is, because I don't have that hero's journey like I've mentioned to people. I don't have a situation where I got out of shape for a few years, got really fat. Those things are very celebrated on social media, people getting really, really out of shape and then getting back really fit. There's a lot of, you get a lot of clicks, a lot of views for those types of videos. Unfortunately for me, or fortunately for me, I don't have that. I've been working out for over 30 years consistently, never stopped. Even if I wasn't weightlifting, like when I was in the Marine Corps, I was at boot camp, stuff like that, or deployed. We did physical training. It just didn't involve heavy lifting. We did pull-ups, push-ups, things like that. So I've always been physically active since very, very young, and I plan to remain that way. But anyway, guys, appreciate you guys checking out the video. I'm always doing my Jerry Ward flex at the end of the video. Make sure this camera is straight. But anyway, I'm just having fun, guys. Thank you for checking out the video, and I'll see you in the next one.